We are going to create a Lego brick in CAD using Autodesk Inventor. And I just scoured the web here a little bit and I found some dimensions that I think are correct because I checked them out on a Lego. So the basic things we need to understand are the diameter of the, I've heard them called studs. They're called knobs here in this particular website. I don't know where EU is. I'm going to call them studs. So those are 4.8 inches in diameter. That is consistent with my measurement of my own Lego. And sort of say I made a single Lego, it would be 8 millimeters on a side here. And then it would be 4.8 here, and of course centered. And it appears as though it would be 9.6 millimeters in this direction. Isn't metric nice? So the last thing we need to understand is the height here, and oh, there it is. It shows it right there, 1.8 millimeters. So we're going to go with that. We're going to initially make a single brick, or a single stud brick. So it's going to be, let's see, 8 millimeters square. We're going to extrude inward 9.6 millimeters to make our three-dimensional structure. Then we're going to center a circle of diameter 4.8 millimeters on the front surface, and we're going to pull it out to 4.8 millimeters and extrude upward a distance of 1.8 millimeters. Let's see how that works. So we're going to work in we're going to work in metric. So what I'm going to do is click New, and I'm going to go to Metric, and for some reason these aren't showing up nicely. I don't know why that's the case. Usually these have a definitive, not just the white here. So let me close Inventor and start it up again. Alright, so we'll do New, and it's still doing that. I don't know why that's the case. At any rate, these icons may appear different on your computer. At any rate, we're going to look for an IPT part, a standard millimeter IPT part, and it's right there. Okay, standard in millimeters in Inventor part. So we're going to open that up, and the dimensions will be in millimeters. You can see down in the lower left something's happening, even though it appears as though nothing is. Inventor is a big program, and so it's coming up. Alright, this is our drawing area, and I'm going to hold down the scroll wheel and move to the lower left like so, because I like to work in the first quadrant. So I'm going to make a rectangle, or use the rectangle tool to make a square that has a side of 8 millimeters. So I'm going to start at the origin, so I've got a constraint at the origin here, and I'm just going to come out 8, tab, 8, tab, and then enter. Okay. Now I can move the scroll wheel and then press the scroll wheel and pan over. Okay, make it a little bigger. That makes the most sense. And it appears that each square is 2 millimeters since I've got 8 millimeter on the side. Okay, I've finished my base sketch, and I'm going to finish it by clicking the green check mark. Now I'm going to extrude a distance. How deep am I going to extrude? 9.6 millimeters here. Okay. So let's So I'm going to extrude inward by 9.6 millimeters. Okay. So this has changed. Usually the front is right here. This is frustrating. Anyway, I'm going to make my stud up here on the front. Sorry for the digressions, but usually the orientation of the cube is different. I need to understand why that's changed. Okay, so our stud is going to be a circle, which is 4.8 millimeters in diameter and has a height of 1.8 millimeters. So let's go ahead and make that. So I'm going to create a sketch, click on the face where I want to make the sketch, and now I'm going to make a circle, and I want that to be centered, and Inventor is smart enough to know that I might want to do that, so it automatically puts it there. It kind of sucks it there. You can tell when it's there. So I'm going to click, left click, pull it out, and what was it? 4.8 millimeters. Okay, right click, done. Finish the sketch. Okay, now we're ready to extrude here, and we're going to extrude this upward, not quite so much. It is 1.8 millimeters. And there's our single Lego. I'm going to change its color. The gray on gray just doesn't do it for me. Some colors are used by Inventor to indicate various things. I found that flat green is a nice color to use. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to save this. And I am going to save it to a Z drive. And I'm just going to put it, well, let me make a folder. So, Lego CAD. And this is going to be a brick 1x1 solid. Okay. I'm not going to make the underside of it, which is, under here. I'm not going to make what would be there, which would be sort of a hole to accommodate a stud of another Lego. I'm going to keep it solid because I'm going to 3D print this thing, and I want to keep things simple. I want it to be solid. So to 3D print it, we need to export it as an STL file. So I just saved it as an IPT file, Inventor part. Now I can do hit the eye and hit print, hover, and do send to 3D print services. Okay, so it's going to be an STL file, stereolithographic file. For the options, we want to change this to millimeters, so we're working in millimeters. Now this is important. The surface deviation can be in any location. It kind of depends. It's kind of random. I haven't figured out exactly why it's in one place or another. You want to take that to the extreme left, so minimize the surface deviation, and then you'll hit OK, and then you can kind of check. Scale is 1.0, the length was 8, that's the height of it. The width, where did it get the 11.4? Okay, that's the 9.6 here plus 1.8 there. Okay, makes sense. And then the height is the other side at 8. So I think that's okay. So I'm going to hit OK, and this is going to create an STL file with the same name. It's going to have an extension .stl. So I'm going to save that, and at this point we have a file which we can take to the 3D printer, import it into the Catalyst software, and print it out on our Dimension 3D printer. We're going to do that right now.